You're listening to PBS. Hey there, Russ. Just wanted to have this talk with you because you're becoming a man. Yeah. Well, this episode, Joe and I we get a little heavy talking about science and global warming. It's, you can handle it now. Good talk, Russ.
Joe and Razor, Biggity Boot Shop. Get yourself a pickle. Get yourself a boot. Joe and Razor, Biggity Boot Shop. Pickle time is happening. Pickle time. I go down to get some pickles. With your grandma and your kids. I go downtown. With your grandma and your kids. Boot time. Pickle and boot time. Don't be fickle, get your pickle cider, pop a nickel in your boots. Not a place of ill repute. Bring your grandma and your kids. Come for the pickles, stay for the squids. Stay for the squids. Boots. Put that pickle in your pants. Get some booze inside your hands. Put that pickle in your pants. Get some booze inside your hands.
My phone, like, if it's not already, like, unlocked
Yeah.
and you call, this is the first time I've ever got it to go through. Like, normally, like, if you call and the screen is locked, when I unlock it, it, like, screws, and then I end up, that's when, like, it drops the call. You know how usually when we do this, it takes you, like, 2 or 3 calls before we actually connect?
Yeah.
It's like, that's the issue, is, like, the phone, like, not unlocking.
That's not cool.
Because it says that you have a Skype, like, I have a Skype call from you, and then I have to swipe to unlock the phone, and then I have to, bless you, then I have to put in a passcode. Oh, this might be through the airwaves.
I'm both allergic to podcasting. Let's
Oh
clap.
my gosh. One,
3,
2,
2.
3. What?
Okay, good enough.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
3, 2, 1. Okay.
I think we just did the equivalent of catching Bigfoot or Loch Ness Monster on video. You sneezed in Virginia. It went through the Skype waves, hit me, contagious, and I sneezed 5 seconds after you did. And that was recorded. That was audio recorded.
Recorded.
Now, speaking of transmitting viruses,
Yeah.
I have an update on COVID.
Okay.
I posted today, those of you that might follow me on Facebook or whatever, I tried to post it to the Diabolical Discussion page. It would not let me do it. But there was an article. It came out today. It was like the third article that posted on Apple News.
Yeah.
And it was a link from the Scientific American Journal. Now, I don't know how much credibility. I'm not into medical
It
journals.
sounds very legit, Joe.
It does sound legit, and the fact that it was real high on the Apple News network makes me think that it's a credible source. And so the scientific, or it's either the American Scientific Journal, the Scientific American Journal, they posted a thing, and I told you this before, I try and follow those long COVID studies. And to save everybody the Snorcore, you can look it up for yourself, again, scientific thing, and look up COVID neurological disorder or neurological disease.
Yeah.
And basically what this article said was that a certain amount of the population, when they contracted this respiratory virus that was COVID, that something it triggered the body, the immunity, and certain people, the immunity, the way I can describe it and the way that the article describes it, obviously the article does a better job. I'm trying to regurgitate medical stuff.
You're doing great, Joe.
But it said that, like, the body, when its immunity goes into action, it sends out these, I'm just going to call them cells, that attack the virus, and it attacks them like a bomb. Like they're not really coordinated. It's not really like a surgeon's hand going in to fight off the virus. Whatever these cells are, they just go in and they explode like carpet bombing. And so some people who contracted COVID, they believe that immunity in their bodies like never kicked in and never attacked them that way. And that's where, and the part of the brain where that is where taste, smell, all these different things, are found.
Yeah.
And so certain people's bodies let these cells loose, and these cells did carpet bombing, and some did a little bit of carpet bombing, and some did a ton of carpet bombing on the brain. I think mine did a ton of carpet bombing.
Joe.
And so the lady in the article, her name was Tara. And so she's kind of the study that they're going off of. This woman, I tell you what, Reese, I almost started crying when I read this because it made me think like I'm not crazy. And so this woman, everything that she's going through, like of her 10 things, is me except one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so for her, she like lost her taste and smell. Taste, smell, her memory is horrendous.
Okay.
She says she'll be in the middle of a sentence and she won't remember like a word. Like she can't find the word for like a loaf or a blank of bread. And she'll be like a mound, a wad, and then like her husband will be like a loaf. And she'll be like, yes, a loaf of bread. So like simple words. And that's what's been happening with me. Not what's been happening, but over these last 2 years, that's what has happened to me. Like, I can't remember words. I have to really think things through. And at times I panic. Like, why can't I think of this simple word? Just poor memory in general.
Joe.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, this is good. I didn't want to cut you off, but I did want to clarify what I think you're saying is the body produces a bunch of antibodies. It attached to healthy cells instead of the COVID virus, and then your T cells attacked like healthy cells. It's like an autoimmune response, is what it sounds like.
It could be the words that you're using. I don't remember.
It caused inflammation, which caused harm to healthy tissue.
Correct. That's it. They use the word inflammation a lot. And so they said that the brain could be, so basically the brain is like inflamed and stuff like that. And whatever keeps happening, like certain people's bodies are on repeat and it just keeps doing it to where the brain isn't healing. Like that inflammation isn't going away.
I don't like this about you, man.
No, and so this article, I mean the big picture of it, it's basically saying that COVID virus, for lack of a better word, mutated, but like people got a respiratory virus, and certain people from this virus ended up getting a neurological disease from the virus. So it was amazing, like reading, it's amazing and it's scary. It's scary because you're reading through and you're like, if this stuff is going on with me, like what does the future mean and what could be down the road that I have to deal with? And I don't want to claim it, right? Like I don't want to say like this is happening, but I mean,
it sounds
everything.
like it is though, man.
I feel like, man, I feel like I read this. I feel like I wrote it. With all the stuff, the only thing that the lady's experiencing that I don't is mood swings.
Yeah,
I don't believe I'm dealing with mood swings, but there's taste, smell, like I said, memory. There is she'll sleep good and then she'll sleep horrific. Like sleep is all over the map. And then another thing that got me was she experiences extreme body pains after a minor workout or walking. And that is me. There is stuff I haven't told people because I think I'm crazy.
Man, I did not get it as bad as you, but I also have like same things, like just messed up sleep cycles. I get all these strange body pains, like where it just like hurts all the time. Same thing. Like if I walk a lot, I'll just be like, man, I am sore for no reason. I just thought I was old.
Yeah, me too. And so like I was thinking like, all right, the other day I did like a 5-mile walk with Heidi, and like the next day, like she was like, oh man, like I'm kind of sore from walking because we hadn't walked in a long time. Like Michigan winters, we just hadn't been outside walking, and it was a nice like 50-degree day. So we walked, and she was like, oh, I'm a little sore. And I've grown up. I've played sports. I've been an athlete. I've done insiders every single night, jumping around on stage. Like I know soreness from a workout sore.
Yeah.
But this is like beyond, and it's not immobilization. Like it's not extreme pain on the pain scale of 1 to 10. It's probably a 2, but normal. I haven't done anything in a while. Then I go for a walk and I'm a little sore the next day. I would say that would be like a 1. I've been like at a 2 or 3 where it's definitely, I feel a lot worse and a lot more sore for a lot longer after a small workout. So today after work, I worked out, and I actually did a workout. I just didn't walk. I did an actual workout. So it's going to be interesting, like tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, to see how I feel, because that's usually when that amped up pain kicks in.
Man, I am bummed to hear that, man.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. You said something that I found odd too, and my mom said this as well. She goes, man, well, I didn't get COVID as bad as you. And I'm like, well, I didn't get COVID bad. Like COVID for me was, the only reason I knew I had it is because I got a test. But other than that, like on a Sunday, I was a little tired. And on the following Monday, I was a little tired. And that was it. That was the extent of how bad my COVID was. I wasn't sweating. I didn't have shortness of breath. Like I didn't have all that, the symptoms that you would get while you experienced it.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, my taste and my smell went. And then
still
it
has
was...
not come back all the way.
No. And then it's foggy brain, and it's memory, and it's, bad sleep, and it's these pains, and it's everything that was in this article. And so, long story short, what I almost cried reading was, as doctors are sifting through, there's finally data, and there's time, and there's been time for them to go through the data, and they're starting to feel like, okay, this was a respiratory virus that delivered this neurological disease, and so now we can start to fight those things. And you're like, do you understand what I'm saying? Am I explaining this right?
Yeah, so maybe there's some more treatments or more hope. Like anti-inflammatory stuff or some therapy.
Exactly. Like an easy way to explain it is science has been attacking it as a respiratory or a pulmonary virus. And so they've been casting aside all these other things, but to say, oh, all these things are happening to people, this long COVID. So now instead of just being respiratory, we're going to treat you for these neurological things that we can attribute to COVID. I don't know. I guess it just gave me hope. So if there are, if science is working on these anti-inflammatories and these things that, like, I swear, like, I hate talk about it. Like, it's gotten to the point, like on this show, we talk about it because it's something to talk about on the show, and I don't see you every day. But people in my everyday life are I can only think that they are so absolutely sick and tired of me talking about COVID, or like, yeah, we get it. You can't smell, you can't this. And so I don't dare bring up the other symptoms and the other things that have been going on in my life, because A, I think I'm crazy. B, I think, like, man alive, if I was listening to me talk about all this stuff, I would be like, Joe, shut up. It's in your head. Like, it's all in your head.
No, man, I think it's a super bummer. It's
it's crazy. It's crazy. So, like, dealing with it in no way, shape, or form should anybody sitting at home feel sorry for me. Things can be a ton worse, right? Like, there's people out there with cancer, with leukemia, with all these different things. Mine are all...
I don't agree with that.
Well,
I like, you know, like, I don't think that you should just dismiss your own suffering because it's not as bad as someone else's. Like,
No, you understand what I'm saying. There's like the woe is me factor. Like people don't have to be like, I would love your prayers and
you're not
your
doing
your,
this for
your
sympathy. You're just
Right,
this
right,
is
right.
our podcast. We talk about
That's
this.
right. And so like I would love prayers and if you're not a prayer, I would love your positive thoughts and all those things.
I
Like
would love you to hail Satan on my behalf.
yeah, please keep that coming.
Please
I'm not saying don't do
sacrifice
that.
a baby.
Yeah, but
Think of me while you're doing it.
right. But just as far as the woe is me, that you don't need to do that. Nothing rises to the point where I can't get out of bed every day, where my life is seriously impacted. It's just these minor things that it impacts. Like another one, even though I'm done and we're gonna put this to bed, but like another one is absolute like zero motivation. Like your body is so tired, and so
Yeah, man.
like
I did not
yeah.
get it as bad as you, but like same thing. Like it is so hard to. I feel tired all the time.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, if people are listening or experiencing it, it's not just like, oh, I feel lazy or oh, I don't
You are
occasionally
lazy,
feel like doing
Joe.
something.
That's why.
It's like if I start working out and I get on like an elliptical, it's you go 2 minutes and then all of a sudden your body is just like, I am not doing this. Like I'm done. And
Yeah.
never in my life have I experienced that. It's definitely something different than just the normal, I don't feel like working out today. It's you cannot work out.
Yeah.
And so the nice thing is knowing this, you can force yourself. Like you can kind of, I guess that's like the hope that I have is today I went to the gym and like when I'm starting to, 2 minutes in where it's like, I just want to turn and walk out and I have zero explanation for it. I just want to walk out and like, I don't want to do this. Like, I just want to go home and lay down. I'm tired.
Yeah.
And to know that like, it's just this thing that's going on inside. I'm going to push through. And that's what I did. And so I guess that's kind of it. So if you're out there listening, read that article. It's huge. It's a huge article. Goes into like more detail and stuff like that. But I thought that was cool. And then at the end of it, to wrap this all up, at the end of it, the like scientist, like the doctor who wrote it and who's part of, this group, I guess, I emailed her and then I said, if I can be a part of a study, like if there's surveys or anything like that I can do, because I believe I'm one of these people that have the rare long COVID.
Yeah.
By all means, like contact me. So hopefully I'll hear something from her and then be cool to be part of like a big study and where this goes in the future.
Joe, I want to talk about something. This may just feel like I'm attacking you.
Okay.
I'm just curious though.
All right.
Last night when we talked, you started going about weather changing and you're like, maybe it's not this and it's like a cycle, it's like 1,000-year cycle and it's this, and I'm like, Joe, do you not believe in global warming? Is this what we're talking about? That's what I was thinking. And right now when you were talking about science and the long COVID, I was like, we gotta talk about this. What?
Yeah, I don't believe in global warming.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I don't.
What? Why?
I just, for everyone who has great information that it exists, there's people that have great information that it doesn't. So I just
Why?
don't care.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Like, why would you take that stance? Like, why?
What do you mean, why would I take that stance?
Well, number one,
There's not a stance to take. I'm standing in a valley, and
Well,
there's
so-
people to my left, and there's people to my right, and I'm just like, and so then when I kind of think about it, I'm like, nah, I just, again, I
Don't
think
care.
everything is cycles and seasons.
But like, you just talked to me about how you read this article by a scientist, and you're like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I believe this scientist. She is talking about this, and because it's touched me, I believe in it. But like this, like
She touched you?
99% of climate scientists or people that have anything to say on it are like, yeah, global warming is real. just the possibility, like over 100 years ago, they were like, yeah, this is what too much carbon dioxide does. There's so much evidence for it. I'm just saying, like, even if you push that aside and you're like, you know what? I believe this one scientist who says this, or this politician who doesn't believe it or whatever. I believe that guy. What does it hurt? What is the harm in being like, well, maybe it's true. Let's just be preventative. Like,
I'm not
that's what
saying
I
I'm
don't
not-
get.
I'm not saying I'm not that. Like, I think like factories shouldn't, blast out pollution and things like that. And I think cars need good emissions. I'm not for all electric cars.
Why?
I think it gets. What's that?
Why? Like, electricity
because-
is free. It comes
But from what
the
I've
sun.
read, from what I've read, again, I just take the information that I've read or that I've heard, and try and fact check. And there's more pollution from making the batteries than
That's
there
not
is.
true.
See, so that's the thing on both sides.
But it's not
So
both
it's
sides.
like-
It's not like a side, and it's like, well, you feel this way, and then we feel this way. The people that disagree with it they disagree with it because they lose financially. Because the oil companies, they're losing their entire means of survival. The petroleum, all the fossil fuel industries.
Now, what about the kooks that are like they think there should be diapers on cows
No, but
because the methane from cow farts is what's killing the planet?
so that
Which that is like ridiculous.
that
to
is
me.
ridiculous. But there's also normal people that are like, hey, if you grow this type of algae and you add part of it to cattle feed, which is not very expensive, you cut the methane emissions by like 90%.
Right. So that's the information that when I'm standing in the valley and I'm hearing on the both sides, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing all about this climate stuff and all that. And I'm hearing about putting diapers on cows, and I'm like, that's crazy. That's
not
insanity.
a side. That's just like some kook.
But it fits with that side.
No, it doesn't. Like, there's so many reasonable people that are just like, for like over 100 years have been like, hey, if we keep burning stuff, we're going to trap heat in. That's science. Like, every scientist that
I understand factories and I understand pollution. Like, I understand how that's bad for the atmosphere. Like, in general, it's bad for wildlife. It's bad for all that. I just don't see I just don't believe in 20, 30, 40, 50 years that everything, like, we're going to be like cooking, like microwaving ourselves because the temperatures.
That's not the theory, though. It's just that it will change climate enough that
Ice caps will melt and half the world will be underwater. Like, no, I don't
half
believe
the
that'll
world,
happen.
but like
I don't believe that'll happen.
most of the coastal city, it's happening now, Joe.
Yeah, I just don't, that doesn't just jive with me.
It's happening. Like, I don't understand this is what I don't understand. Why people would be like, no. I like spending $3 a gallon. And I don't give a shit if there's a 20% chance or a 5% chance that is going to make my kids have to be in a war for water. Like, I don't give a shit about that. I want to pay $3 a gallon. I deserve it. This is my right as an American. What the fuck? Like,
So I live in Michigan, so we're surrounded by the Great Lakes. So constantly, every year, like, the Great Lakes are down 8 feet or they're up 10 feet. Different things like that. So I've grown up surrounded by water that goes up and down, and it'll be down for 3-4 years, and then it comes back up. So I apply that when I hear all this nonsense that I try and filter through.
but Joe,
But it's not a thing that I
you've been other places.
care to focus on.
You've been to California where, like, they don't have enough water to farm now
Well, when I was there, they had plenty.
because the Rockies used to get more snow. Like,
And urban sprawl, and they're building out, and they're doing all this stuff, and they're taking
because 30
There's
years ago
more
they had enough
neighborhoods and more
water for
neighborhoods
that,
and more
and now they
neighborhoods and
don't.
more neighborhoods. Well, right, because of urban sprawl, so they're going out instead of up.
But even if you don't believe that burning fossil fuels causes this, why? Why? Electricity is free. You can, like, anyone can have a wind
It's
turbine
not
in their house. It's free.
Right, but
You
electricity
can have a
is
wind
not
turbine
free.
at your house. You can have solar panels.
But
You
it's
can
not
have,
free, Reese. You have to build those. It costs money to build them. It costs money for electric cars. It costs money to
Right.
build those batteries.
And then what?
It's not free.
It comes
It's
from
not
the
free.
sun.
But it's not free. Like there's
It's not free like like we have to dig up fossil fuels or drill for them, ruin mountains and stuff, and then burn it in the car. If you're just like, hey, I don't care about the burning in the car part, like that's not affecting the environment. It's still cheaper than $3 a gallon to do that. It is so much cheaper, and this whole spin that like batteries cause all this damage to the environment is just the petroleum industry like feeding you misinformation.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm not searching for information because this isn't a topic that I've dug into.
Right.
So, as a casual listener of both sides, that is the way that I lean on it. Is that like, no, I'm not. I don't think it's as bad as everybody does. I don't think the ice caps are just going to melt and everything's going to be like.
Ice caps are melting, Joe.
Well, I understand but I'm talking like completely done. Like the ice in the glass is completely gone.
Yeah.
Like there will not be an ice cap. Like
That's
I
not
just
even what
I don't.
they say. Like that's not even the theory. Like the theory is just like even if half of the ice caps melt, like there's a good chance you won't be able to go to Miami anymore.
Right,
It won't
so
be
you-
there. New York City.
So you and the listeners are hearing that a topic that you brought up, I have not researched.
Right.
I don't know. I'm a casual observer. I'm a casual listener. So in my 45 years of being a casual listener on this topic, I picked my quote unquote side.
this
that
is
I,
the
but
this
I
is the
don't.
problem, dude.
But like I don't preach this to people.
Yeah, but
like,
like,
I don't have
you're-
these. This is Reese, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the first conversation I've ever had in my life about this.
I
I don't talk to
know.
people about this.
But this is the problem because you think there's like one side versus the other. Like things get painted this way in politics, which is it's how people get elected. Like they're just like, are you pro-life or pro-choice? Well, if you're pro-life, you get this side. Pro-choice, you get this side. And there's so much gray in between. There's not two sides. This argument doesn't have two sides. There's kooks out there that are like, cows should wear diapers. But there's reasonable people that are just like, just say this is wrong. Like we
But I feel
buy
like there's-
insurance on our house or our car just in case. Let's buy some insurance.
But
Also,
I feel like there's
this
still
insurance
reasonable people
is-
that say that this isn't like what you're saying is made it out to be.
there are not. There are not reasonable people that say it.
I'll give you some of the stuff that I've heard.
Okay.
Like I'll send it to you, and
I've-
you can listen to it or look it over.
I've seen it
And, like, fact check
I've read it,
the
and I'm
people.
just like, these are not reasonable people. These are people that have money to gain by denying climate change. And what I think bothers me the most about it is people like you and I should have solar panels on our house, should not be paying an electrical bill, should have an electrical vehicle. We should be 20 years into the future on making these batteries so that they're making them out of just carbon. They should be pulling carbon out of the atmosphere and using it to build houses. Like we could
What does that
be
even mean? How do you pull carbon out of the atmosphere?
Well, there's several ways, but they're like way behind because people, the petroleum industry has such a foothold into politics that it's hard to even pass laws. Volkswagen, like in the year 2000, had a diesel car that could go 200 miles on a gallon. They could never even get it to the United States because the oil industry, because the fossil fuel industry controlled who in Congress could say it could be tested to see if it could go on American roads. 200 miles a gallon on 1 gallon of diesel. But just like Chevy had an electrical car in the 90s and they killed it because the fossil industry couldn't handle it. Like they saw that as the future and they put the brakes on as far as they could. Joe, in the 30s, the car companies, the 3 great American car companies got together with the oil companies, and this is documented that like they decided, hey, we have to make sure that we can both sell our products. So we gotta get into all these cities and tell them to tear out their commuter rail lines. So like,
well, that's Detroit. We don't have public transportation. Like we have the crappiest bus system in Detroit. Mm-hmm. And Detroit is bigger than San Francisco, Boston, and Chicago put together.
Right.
It like square mileage. And we have no rail system. We just installed one, like this stupid little rail system.
Light rail.
Yeah, light rail. It goes like 5 miles, like down a main street.
And
other than that,
because they did it in Denver.
Yeah, we don't have it.
Denver had over 1 million miles of rail. They tore them out in the 30s. Now they're paying like $1 million a mile to put more in because people want it. Like people want public transportation. They want to do something, but our country is built on the American automobile and putting gas in that. And we're stuck with this. It's the lobbyists and it's the fossil fuel companies and the car companies up until now. Like,
so why are you mad at me about climate control?
I'm mad because you don't give a shit, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's I know I said I don't care.
It matters. You have kids. You have daughters.
Okay, so understand what I'm saying. And hopefully people at home can understand this too, people listening. When I say I don't care, I'm not saying like I don't care about the environment. I'm saying to this point, I haven't even sat down and like, it's like doing your taxes. Like I haven't even sat down and like looked at everything. You know, it's just, I've never had this conversation in my life. This is the first conversation I have ever had with anybody about climate control. This is not something that comes up in my life. And so I've never had to sit down and look and see where I stand on it. From the casual stuff that I've heard, like I said, I feel like I'm like, nah, I don't think it's as bad as what they say. But with what you're saying, I agree with you. Like my car, like my vehicle, I drive a Dodge Journey. I don't pull a trailer. Mm-hmm. I don't pull a camper. Heidi has a big Ford F-150 and she pulls like a big camper for towing and stuff. I drive around city miles. I don't need some crazy, I don't need to go 100 miles. I don't need a Charger. I don't need a Corvette. I'm not racing other people. I'm not pulling stuff. So for me to have an electric vehicle, I don't care. If that's all the government's selling and people who are smarter than me say, yes, this isn't damaging to the environment and this, this is the way to go, then fine. Then I'll buy an electric vehicle when I got to buy an electric vehicle.
Well, I think the problem is it hit a tipping point where China is selling to other countries that don't have they're not lobbied as hard by the fossil fuel industry. China and India have electrical vehicles for like $10,000. They're better cars. Like they run. They're more definitely more.
Well, it's because they don't have minimum wage and they don't have unions and stuff like that.
But I mean, like China, they have you don't have a pension. You get free health care for life. You get a place to live.
Yeah, but I guarantee in China, people aren't making $55 an hour like a guy on the line here in the United States.
No, but
so even if they're making $20 an hour, you have now cut the cost of a vehicle in half.
Yes, but there's no homelessness. So like you take one or the other. Like you can make $55 an hour making cars, or no homelessness. Like I'm not saying that their system is good. But what our companies, like GM's just said by like 2025, all their cars will be electric. And the reason is because they saw the writing on the wall. They're like, we got to get ahead on this or we're going to start getting outsold by all these other countries because the electric cars are better. You know, like they don't have as many mechanical parts. They accelerate faster. You know, they're way cheaper to make, to buy, and then to maintain. You know, like the only problem is they need microchips and they need computer scientists like to program them. But they're so much better. It's the future. And GM was like, okay, we got to switch. Finally.
See, so like this is how I feel right now. I feel like if I brought up the discussion, and I know this might be comparing apples to tires, but I feel like in this discussion, it would be the same as if I brought up to you, who do you think will win? What teams in the NHL are better suited to win the Stanley Cup? Like, you can maybe regurgitate to me something you heard on the radio.
Yeah.
You know that the Avalanche are a pretty good team.
I'm checked out, man. You're right.
You know, but to like get into the nuts and bolts, this is how I feel. Like, I feel like we're just talking about a subject that I know nothing about. Like, I don't know. If you bring up the EPL next, I have no clue in the English Premier League who is a good team and who is not. You're just talking about stuff that I don't know about.
Here's the difference, though. If the Avs are good or bad this year, and I talk shit about it, whether I know what I'm talking about or not, my kids are not going to go to war in 20 years because there's not enough hockey merchandise. You know, like there is.
I feel like I made a good analogy, and then you took it crazy.
It's a good analogy, but like this is life threatening.
My analogy was simply based on just information.
Even to me, if all this does is just warm the planet a little bit, and I can never snowboard again, I'm like, fuck that. So a bunch of oil executives can get rich. I don't get to snowboard anymore. Fuck those guys. Seriously, dude, I want snow. I want the winter back, and fuck those guys.
Well, you're getting mad at me. I don't have anything to do with it.
Okay, Joe, you need to get informed.
What? But like, I think you're using me as a soundboard for the oil tycoons.
Okay, sorry, Joe.
There you go. Bring it back down. I mean, again, I have never had this conversation. I know nothing about it. I just know the occasional stuff that on morning radio in between crank calling people and farting in the phone, every now and then a DJ will be like, hey, so anyway, Tesla is making blah, blah, you know, like that's all I hear.
Yeah.
I just hear the occasional, the pollution from making the batteries is worse for this than this. And, you know, all these different things. And I don't know because I haven't sat down. So if it's like everything you hear on the news is like a puzzle piece, I have to sit down and like try and put that puzzle together and see like what pieces fit and what ones I got to discard.
Yeah.
But all I know is when people are yelling is when people here's the thing, like we all know the media and we know the news and how much they suck. So what does nobody any good is when NBC or Fox or CNN or whoever puts a woman on who says there's global warming because cows are farting. And then in the next segment, they have a scientist that you're talking about who says that the earth is warming. They've now put their credibility into two people. One lady that says cow farts are going to make my kids burn up. And then the other one that probably has legitimate stuff. But unfortunately, they're giving these morons a platform. It's the same thing with flat earthers. Like, it's like for everyone's entertainment, news programs give people a platform.
They're like, some people don't believe the earth is flat. And then these people do believe. Like, there's two sides and they're equal. That's how TV news works. Like, that's the problem. Is it's just like, well, we got to give these guys a voice too. What's the counterpoint to the earth is not round? Like, quit letting those quacks be on the thing. But on news or on TV. But I also feel like it is our job. It is part of being in a democracy to seek out the truth, like to be informed, because you vote for these people
Right.
that are just feeding, like the biggest welfare recipient in our country's history is oil companies. They get subsidies. Oil companies that charged us more than $4 a gallon last year made billions, made record profits last year to do that to us. And we gave them money. We gave them tax money for that. Not because of Joe Biden. It's been happening with every president since like Eisenhower.
Yeah.
That's garbage.
Yeah. I don't like that.
I don't like it. Nobody should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you
Sorry.
want me to do about it?
I don't know. We're gonna have to we're gonna read some stuff and we'll come back and talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to learn more about these cow diapers.
Yeah. Because again, that's what just lends absolutely no credibility.
Right.
And for the casual observer, I'll say it again, for the casual observer to have Mary Martha on talking about cows wearing diapers, and then to follow it up with, L. Ron Hubbard, PhD, who's talking about ice caps melting. Well, you just gave 10 minutes to both people.
Right.
You didn't give 30 seconds to Mary Martha, and then you gave a 15-minute segment to L. Ron Hubbard. You didn't do that. You gave them both 5 minutes.
Because they're trying to be unbiased as
Right.
a news organization and be like,
Nobody's
hey,
trying to be unbiased.
here's two
Everybody's
sides.
got a bias.
well,
Everybody.
I think that bias is that the fossil fuel companies have a ton of money, and that they're like, yeah, if we can pay for advertising on these stations, they'll keep people thinking this is an equal argument.
Yeah. I mean, we all know the money talks. We all know about that stuff. But I've never sat down and like figured out the puzzle pieces. This obviously seems to be something that tickles your nuts. And so
tickles my nuts.
So you have a little bit more info, a little more skin in the game, as they would say. And so it's not something I've paid attention to. I just burn coal outside. I burn my plastics. All I do each and every single day, I just throw as much garbage in landfills as I can, and I burn plastic in the backyard.
Dude, have we talked about how common it was when I worked in the ICU for people to burn themselves burning trash?
No.
I never worked in an ICU in Colorado, so I don't know if this happened a lot in Colorado, but in Virginia, like, I moved to Virginia, I'm like, it's the South, and my ex-wife kept arguing. She'd be like, no, it's not. It's pretty progressive. It's not the South. You're not going to see all that stuff. And then just like immediately, like another person caught themselves on fire burning trash. And here's the thing that was the worst. It was always mentally handicapped people. And it's not like the mentally handicapped people were just like, here's what I'm going to do with the trash. It was their families that were like, this is pretty much all that Jethro can do is go out there and burn that trash. Get out there, son, and burn it in the trash thing. And they'd light themselves on fire all the time. And so I would just like talk to the people I work with. I'd be like, what is happening? Like, what? And they'd just be like, what are you talking about? Why are you worried? Like, this should not happen. Like once every 10 years, somebody has this bad idea. Like, hey, our cousin who's retarded, what would be a good thing for him? He could handle this. And he likes looking at the pretty flames. Get him out there burning some plastic.
Just get him out there. Have him burn that pallet of lighter fluid.
Oh my gosh. They did like to point out though that So it is, even though it's still a medical term to say retarded, you try and avoid it, and they say MR. And and everybody I worked with enjoyed pointing out that was my initials.
Oh.
Oh, hey, MR.
Oh.
So that was cool.
Man. Well, I feel spent. We're 46 minutes into this podcast, and I feel spent. I don't know where to go from here.
Joe,
I feel like I've been yelled at about driving a Dodge
Sorry.
Journey.
No, you can drive the Dodge Journey.
I just need to put
okay.
solar panels on it, is what you're saying.
Let's put some solar panels on it.
You're just saying I have to spend $500,000 to put solar panels all over my house so I can run a toaster.
No, we're getting back to this. Because people will argue, they'll be like, well, solar panels, they just create more waste than they do thing. And like, no, they don't.
You're telling me I got to bow down to the Dutch and have a windmill.
Or the windmill thing. Like, people who are Republicans who I'm friends with, I'll be like, and you can just put up a wind turbine, and they'll be like, well, that kills birds. And I'm like, when do you fucking care about birds? When did this start?
Here's something that's weird. I had a professor at college, and he was out there. He was out there. He was this extreme liberal guy.
Yeah.
And he told us that like he could not stand, like, the idea of wind turbines made no sense, is because his idea as a professor, in his mind, this is nuts. He said there's only a certain amount of energy on the planet. And so he said once the wind blows, when there's that energy and it spins the turbine, like, that is now gone. That energy is now gone. It's been converted into electricity.
Okay.
And so his idea was that there's only a certain amount of energy on the planet, and then if everybody puts up wind turbines, there'll be no more wind. And I'm like, what is this guy's deal?
I mean, he's technically right, but that would be so many wind turbines.
But there would
be like,
but like,
I mean,
okay, so even if there was a turbine every 10 square miles, you're never gonna run out of wind.
No.
Like, wind doesn't have like a fuel tank.
No.
You're never gonna run out of it.
Right.
And that's basically what he was saying. And like, all of us, like, in this discussion in this couch class are like, what? And he's like, yeah, there would eventually become where there was no more wind because that energy has been used up. And we were like, you are freaking nuts.
Or high.
Or high. Or nuts and high.
Maybe.
Or high nuts.
High nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, Pickle and Boot Shop. High nuts.
But as far as pollution and all that, like, I'm with you. I don't want Lake Erie to smell like an outhouse.
No,
Porta-John.
I mean, anymore.
Yeah. So, like, but all that stuff I'm for,
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. It's just.
Next on the agenda, songs you regret writing.
Next on the agenda,
for real?
we're going to go over immigration statuses.
Oh, Lord. We should start a podcast where we just
Rant.
rant and
Just-
ruin our friendship.
Yeah, just rant on political nonsense. Like,
Jeez,
each
dude.
of us take a hard stance against the other. See, here's the
right.
thing. Here's the thing. We would never ruin our friendship because I don't care when it comes to that stuff. And when I say
Yeah.
I don't care, I literally do not care. I would not let your views on something damage our friendship.
That's
Because
good. Thank you,
there's
Joe.
more to life than talking, like, okay, pro-life, when it comes to abortion, when it comes to immigration, when it comes to universal health care, like, when it comes to all these things, we can talk about them, we can discuss them, we can not agree on it, but, like, the other things that have forged our friendship, like what? Because you don't think something the same way as, you know what I mean? I'm not that type of person.
Yeah.
Like, not at all. So when I say I don't care, I literally don't care. Like, it rolls off my back, and I just think, oh, that person just doesn't, like, oh, they're liberal, like they just don't, or they're Democrat, or they're super conservative. Like, it doesn't mesh with me. It's just, but like, I don't like, I'll roll my eyes when it comes. Okay, so here's the difference, because I don't want to talk myself into a corner. When it's people I know, I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
When it's people I don't know, then it's easier to like roll your eyes and be like, oh my gosh, that person needs to shut up.
That's true.
So I'll be honest there. But if it's people I know, I'm not gonna. I am trying to think. I don't think I've ever lost a friend because of like a political view.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. Even though I get very animated, I don't think I've ever lost a friend. We've lost fans. Like, somehow on the last 500 album, people were just like, wait a second. These guys are liberal? Which we're not really. I just feel like it was like a socially conscious album more than our other ones. But our other stuff is just like,
but like for me, it's like
Destiny and stuff.
Yeah, but like to me, like even if you guys are extreme liberal, like even if you are, which I think you guys are, I think you guys are liberals. Like, okay, so what? So you're gonna sing about a song that like xenophobia or whatever? Okay, you don't like the song, skip forward. Yeah. Like 500 Frenzy has a giant catalog. Combat Chalk, Handbook for the Sellout, All the Hype Money Can Buy, Phantom Mullet. Like, skip that song. Like, that's how I look at it. It's just, I just find it stupid. I feel the same way about Disney Plus. Like, Disney Plus has some, like, woke garbage on it. And, I know people that are like, you know what, that's it. I'm canceling my Disney Plus. And I'm like, dude, they're not a church. Like, Disney's not a church. I don't look to them for my moral code. They're a business that makes money. Their job is to provide their shareholders and themselves the most money that they can come home with. So I don't go to Disney Plus for church and to get my moral compass adjusted. I'll turn it on just like HBO. HBO has shows that I don't like to watch, and then I don't want to watch. It's the same thing with Disney Plus. It's another company.
Yeah.
The fact that shocks people is the change that Disney has had over the years, I think shocks people. But like, I'm not the type of person that's like, that's it, I'm canceling my Disney Plus. Like, I'm not going to watch Marvel movies anymore because they make this show over here. Like, no, I won't watch that show.
Speaking
if I cancel
Marvel movies.
Did you see Quantumania?
Today.
Was it any good?
Really good.
Oh, because I heard that it was like the lowest grossing Marvel movie, second least. Eternals was the least grossing movie of all time, and then this one.
Did you like Eternals?
I did.
Okay.
I liked the Eternals.
All right. I mean, I liked it. I just felt like it was kind of shoehorned into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I'm just like, it seemed more DC than Marvel. It's fine. I didn't not like it. I just was like, it didn't add to it.
Yeah, I'm hoping. What I'm hoping is that the Eternals is kind of it was the first step in laying the groundwork for everything that's moving forward. Obviously, at the end, where the Black Knight, comes around. So when we're talking about introducing Kang the Conqueror, then we're talking about, isn't it the Black Knight's brother? What do they call him? The Scarlet.
See,
or the Crimson, something like the Crimson Knight. And so that's like Kang's right-hand man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, so the Black Knight is going to be a big part of it because, like, the Black Knight has the Sword of Death or whatever. The Black Sword of Death, where, so there's a lot that goes into it where the Black Knight, I was reading mind you, I know we have listeners that know way more about Marvel and comic books than I
Well,
do.
you have superseded my knowledge because, like, I checked out on all the mystical, like all the space stuff on
Yeah.
Marvel. Just didn't do anything for me. So I like never read into the Eternals. Don't know anything about the Black Knight.
Yeah. And so like the Black Knight was a comic book that Marvel put out that really just dealt with knights. Like
Okay.
it just that's simply what it was like a 16th century medieval comic book. And you
Oh,
rooted
really?
yeah, and you rooted for the Black Knight. It would be like if you just did a comic book about Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
But through that comic book, the Black Knight has this like sword of destiny or sword of something. I can't think of it.
It's called the Sword of Something.
Yeah, pretty much. And so that I believe is really gonna. I think that could really play into stuff because you know how we were talking that we think that this is all leading up to the Secret Wars. Mm-hmm. I think the Secret Wars. I know like Disney's already come out and said there's going to be a Secret Wars movie.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah,
They
but
planned it.
yeah, but everything that like I'm reading leading up to here. Let me real quick grab my iPad here because there's a series that I can give you my Marvel code. I want you to read it and give me 1 sec. I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
So I started reading this the other day because I was gonna go back and read all the Secret Wars stuff because I mean I read that when I was in like 5th grade.
The first one
The first Secret
with
Wars.
the Beyonder. Yeah, yeah. I was trying to explain it to Lyndon, like why I'm excited about this, and she just kind of glossed over.
Yeah. And so I was going to go back and reread it. And then I saw that in 2001, there was, I don't know if you can see this. It's called the Avengers Kang Destiny or Kang Dynasty. And so I believe this is like the major skeleton that they're going to be using moving forward. And I believe, you know how like with the Marvel movies that we just went through, like that whole, first like 3 or 4 phases. Remember how Civil War we talked about was just thrown in there?
Right. They just shoehorned it in, and it should have been called Avengers 3.
Yeah, exactly. And they kind of ruined what was the Civil War over like a year of Marvel books.
And ruined what should have been a Captain America movie.
Yeah. And so
Still pissed.
this Avengers Kang Dynasty, it spanned the entire year of Earth's Mighty Heroes. The Avengers was the like run on this. I'm sorry, it wasn't in 2001. It's from 1998.
Okay.
So it's from 1998. It ran the entire year through the Avengers. And the thing about it is all the Avengers that are in this comic run from like 98 are like, it's not the Avengers that we just watched. So it's, let me see here. So it's like, let me pull up the thing here.
All the OGs are gone.
Yeah, this is like Vision, Iron Man, Hercules, Wasp, and then like Carol Danvers has like lost her power as Captain Marvel, and now she's like Warbird. So like she's one of them. So it's all these characters that are around now. So anyway, I'm just babbling
you
on
think
and on.
that's what's
But I think that, and when you go to like kind of like the Marvel like chats and stuff, it seems like this series is like the major like plot point to kick everything off and to introduce Kang.
okay. Part of me wants to read it, and the other part is like I just want to be surprised. If
Yeah.
I do get excited if they follow the script.
But so far, like nowhere in here is Quantumania a part of it, and doesn't Kang make his appearance in Quantumania?
So he made his appearance in Loki. Did you watch Loki?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So it's not quite Kang, it's like one universe's representation of him, but that guy knew that he had the potential for evil, so he created that whatever time force or whatever
Yeah.
Owen Wilson was in, that they shut down all the other universes. They would snip them. They would cut off whoever was creating an alternate universe, and then they killed him. The female Loki killed him, and so then it just created the multiverse. So, yeah, I mean, Kang is in this. It's, yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
and-
cool.
and-
I
and-
had low expectations because like all the critics are like crapping on it.
Yeah.
I think they're just tired of.
I think
superhero
they are too.
movies.
I think they are too. I think the most of the public is too. Like I think Endgame got like that ended it, and now I think people just aren't people who don't really care about comic books and superhero movies anymore. I think
Are
they're just
checking out.
yeah, they're just burned. Oh, here's more characters, more people I gotta follow, more.
Yeah, well, also Endgame. Like everybody's just like, you're not gonna top that. It's
Exactly.
the best movie ever.
Now, just to add one last thing to that Kang Dynasty, it is in that series. That's not the first time that he appears. So when he appears in the first issue of that series, like they already know him. They know that they've battled him before. They know they've battled him for decades. But he's coming with a brand new plan as to how to take over Earth.
Kang.
Kang is, yeah. And it's pretty sweet. It's a pretty awesome series. I'm like 4 books into it.
Okay.
So.
I mean, like Kang is in that original Secret Wars, but I don't remember him being a standout. There was like, Doctor Doom definitely is like.
Doom is the biggie.
Yes. Who are they going to do that? Are they? I mean, they can't have the Fantastic Four without Doom.
And you got to bring in the X-Men.
Yeah, I mean they're planning on it.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Yep, Deadpool and Hugh Jackman's coming back for that. I just hope they recreate that cover, that Wolverine. Is it the Wolverine cover? What's the famous cover? It's Deadpool. It's like the silhouette of Deadpool with his 2 sabers up in the air, and then like Wolverine is on him, like he's basically impaled on the 2 swords.
Oh,
It's a famous. I can't remember if it's a Wolverine book or a Deadpool. I think it's a Wolverine book.
man, I don't know.
But they at some point in the movie that has to be like recreated because that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think I'm like the public. I was like, I don't think you can do better than Endgame. I'm still on board because it still appeals to the fanboy in me. Like Shang-Chi, I thought was good. I thought that the Black Widow was good, but I'm just like, where are you going with this? Like,
Yeah.
It was exciting before because you felt like it was building to something.
Yeah.
But they're doing the Secret Wars. What is going to happen?
Yeah. I hope it's just not like Civil War.
No, this movie makes you feel like something is happening, and it's really good. It's like I've heard a couple people compare it to Star Wars, just because it's very sci-fi. I don't know. It's not really like Star Wars. It's
Yeah, I'll
very
probably
sci-fi.
see it when it comes out on Disney Plus. I think I have like PTSD going to movie theaters.
Yeah.
Like being a roofer and going to a movie theater. My head's on a swivel. I'm like a squirrel. And so my kids have told me like that they don't enjoy going to movies with me because
Okay.
they want to enjoy the movie, but they see me, then they feel sorry for me that I can't want. And so it's like they've just started going to movies with their friends, and I'll just wait till it comes out on streaming.
Okay.
But if it keeps with the low, if it doesn't get that budget, it'll probably be on Disney Plus next week.
Oh man, I think it made $100 million this weekend, which is they're saying is the biggest movie this year. So
Yeah, it made. I think it was 100 million to make, and I think it made 700 million worldwide. And they're saying that that's like low.
yeah, can you imagine saying that's a failure?
Yeah,
Like
but we
you-
only made 600 million.
We only made 6 times the budget.
Yeah. All right. Well, ladies and gents, we are just about over an hour. It is almost 10:30 on the East Coast. And so I think we're going to bring this to an end. I don't know if this is this the paid? I think this is the paid one this week.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So Patreons, thank you so much. Thank you for your support. We want to do something soon coming up. So I know our anniversary is coming up, our 2-year anniversary, I believe.
We just had it.
Oh, I thought it was
No,
April
no.
1st.
I totally thought it was Groundhog's Day. You're right.
No, it's April 1st. It's April Fool's Day. is our anniversary. So you guys, we're gonna try and think of something, whether we do Zoom call meetings or what. We're gonna try and do whatever we can. So thank you. Keep chit chatting with us. You guys have been texting me like mad on Instagram, like Instagram DMs and stuff like that to the Pickle and Boot Shop. I'm
Instagram.
Yeah, I'm getting tons of those. So Pickle and Boot Shop on Instagram, I check that all the time. Facebook, we get, I try and answer everything that I get tagged in on the Diabolical Discussion page. Insiders page has some stuff going again, obviously because we're doing stuff there. So you can always reach out and get a hold of me if you don't hear back from me within 48 hours or something like that. Send another one. That's about it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. A segment of pizza.
There you go.
Is that how it goes?
I think it does go like that.
Good.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Joseph. Joseph. No. Joseph. Joseph.
Hello?
Joseph. Jo.
My phone,
Hello, Pickle. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. Yes, I can.
Oh, good.